Hello students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video we are starting chapter 6 of class 11th mathematics, and the name of the chapter is linear inequalities. In this video we will see how we can solve linear inequalities and represent the solution in number of ways. But what are linear inequalities? Let us take this example. We all know about the equalities, right? If this equation was like this, 4x plus 3 equal to 5x plus 7. So we all know that how we can solve this equation. We simply have to find the value of x by shifting all the terms of x on this particular side and shifting all other terms on that side, and then solving the equation. 4x minus 5x is minus x, 7 minus 3 is 4. So we can say that the value of x is minus 4. So if the value of x is minus 4 in this case, that means if we put x equal to minus 4 in this equation on both the sides, then both sides will become equal, right? LHS will become equal to RHS. So this is called the solution of this equation. We call this equation because an equal to sign is put between left hand side and right hand side, right? So that is called an equation, and the solution of equation is that value of the variable which satisfies the equation, which means that if we put the value of variable which is the solution, that is minus 4, then we will get LHS equal to RHS. So that is the meaning of the solution, and we all know this, right? Okay, but what it means when instead of this equal to sign, a sign of inequality is placed between left hand side and right hand side of the equation, but we are not going to call it an equation, we will call it an inequation or inequality, right? So what is the meaning of this? And if we find the solution to this equation, what will be the meaning of that solution? We are going to see all those things in this video. First, let us understand the meaning of the signs used. If you will find 4 different signs. One is this, one is this, one is this, and the last one is this. Okay, this is the less than sign, right? This is what? This is the less than sign. This is the greater than sign. Okay, and this sign is called less than or equal to, less than or equal to, and this sign is called greater than or equal to. Right? Okay, now this less than sign is placed between the left hand side and right hand side, right? So what is the meaning of this? Now we have to solve this equation and we find all those values of x, right? We will find all those values of x which satisfy this equation, just like the not the equation, this is inequation, right? So we cannot call this equation, but due to habit I am calling it equation. But this cannot be called as an equation because both the sides are not equal, right? An inequality sign is placed, so this is an inequation or an inequality. So the solution of this inequation means all those values of x which satisfy this inequality. And what are those values? Those values of x which, when are substituted here in place of x, will give you a value which is less than, the right hand side of this inequality. Okay, what is the meaning? First we will solve this. And what is the method of solving? Method of solving is just as simple as the method of solving an equation. We have to follow the same steps. We will shift this all terms of x on the left hand side, right? So 4x minus 5x, and shift this 3 on this side, 7 minus 3. So 4x minus 5x is simply minus x, less than 7 minus 3 is 4. So okay, now till now we have followed exactly the same steps as we followed for using the equation, for solving the equation. Now there is one thing that you have to keep in mind. This step was in equation, this step was minus x equal to 4, right? Minus x equal to 4, and in next step we just said that x equal to minus 4, which means we shifted the negative sign on the other side without any change in the equation. But this is not going to happen in inequality, because if you will shift negative sign on the other side, or we can say that we are multiplying this whole with a negative sign, so you cannot write it like this. You have to change this less than or greater than sign to the other one. So if this is a less than sign, you have to change it to greater than sign, or if it is a greater than sign, you have to change it to the less than sign whenever you are shifting the negative on the other side, or you are multiplying the whole with a negative sign. Why? Simply, if we will say that suppose minus 5 is less than minus 4, right? We say that minus 5 is less than minus 4, we all know this. So if we multiply this equation by negative sign, or we will simply cancel this negative sign and do not change this sign, what we are going to get? We will get 5 is less than 4, which is wrong, right? 5 is not less than 4. So whenever we multiply both the sides by minus, or shift one minus on the other side, both these things have the same meaning. So we have to change this sign, because after changing the sign, this will make sense. Now 5 is greater than 4, right? So this is also true that minus 5 is less than minus 4, and this is also true that 5 is greater than 4. So whenever you multiply with a negative sign, you have to change this less than or greater than sign to the opposite one, right? So this is the answer. This is the answer to this inequality, which means that any value greater than minus 4 satisfies this equation. Any value greater than minus 4, but not minus 4, right? Because in this we do not have this sign, which means greater than or equal to. Here you had only this sign, less than. So this means that all the values greater than minus 4, excluding minus 4. Minus 4 is not included in this. If this was the sign here, we would have included minus 4 also, right? Okay. So this is how you can leave this equation. If you put any number, if you put this is not an equation. If you put any number more than minus 4, then this side is going to be, the value of this side is going to be less than the value of this side, right? So this is, in case of equation you get one solution, or if it is a quadratic equation you will get two solutions, but in case of inequation you are not going to get a single solution, you are going to get a full range of solutions, right? Because obviously if the equation is equal to sign between left hand side and right hand side, then obviously there will be a few limited number of values that are going to satisfy that equation, right? But if you have less than or greater than sign, obviously there will be a range of equation. If suppose x equal to 1 is x equal to 1 is satisfying the equation, then obviously there would be other numbers also which will satisfy the equation or the inequation, not the equation, right? Okay, so this is one method using which you can represent the answer, right? You are simply writing that x is greater than -4, but there are other methods also. For example, you can write it like this: x belongs to, we will write an interval here. X greater than -4 means any number which is greater than -4 till infinity, right? So we will write open bracket -4. Open bracket means the endpoints are not included. X belongs to this interval -4 comma infinity, which simply means that x can be any number from -4 to infinity, excluding -4 and infinity, because we have put an open bracket on both the ends, and infinity is never included. When the infinity is there, we always put an open bracket, but for -4 open bracket is there because -4 is not included, right? So this is the another method of representing the answer, right? Or wait a sec, or most importantly, we can represent this solution on something which is called the number line. You have all studied about the number line in earlier classes. So what is a number line? Number line is simply a line on which we can represent any real number, right? So this is a number line. This end is the minus infinity, and this end is plus infinity, right? And this is, suppose approximately we can take, this is the center 0. So where will -4 lie? -4 will lie somewhere around here, right? This is -4, but since -4 is not included, so what we will do, we will mark an open circle here, right? Open circle means that we are not going to fill, wait, this is the point of -4, and at this point we are going to mark an open circle, and where is that part of the number line which is satisfying our solution? It is saying that x should be greater than -4. So where is the part which is showing those numbers which are greater than -4? Obviously this part. So we have to make this whole part bold, right? So I'll increase the thickness of this line, and I'll make a straight line from here to infinity, right? This. So this is the solution on the number line. Why this is open circle is here? This open circle represents that -4 is not included. If -4 was included, this circle, we are not going to make an open circle, we will fill the color in this circle, right? So that is the difference. Okay, now let's take some more examples from NCERT textbook. Okay, now let us solve this. You just have to keep two things in mind, otherwise everything is same as that of equation. I am talking about the steps of solving the equation or an equation. You just have to keep two things in mind. One, when you are multiplying both the sides with a negative sign, then you have to change the less than or a greater than sign, and the other thing, whenever you are taking reciprocal on both the sides, even then you have to change the sign. For example, if we are saying that 2 is less than 3, which is true, right? And if we take reciprocal, then we cannot say that 1/2 is less than 1/3. Obviously 1/2 will be greater than 1/3. If there was an equal to sign, then we don't have to change anything. 2 is equal to 3 or half is equal to 1/3. That is okay. But in case of inequality, we have to change the sign again. So in two cases we have to change the sign. First, when we are multiplying whole with negative, and other when we are taking the reciprocals. Okay, now let's come to this. X by 4 less than, now take the LCM first. 3 into 5, LCM is 15. Now this is 5, this is 5x minus 2 minus 3, 7x minus 3. 25x minus 21x is 4x, minus 10 plus 9 is minus 1. So the answer is 15x less than 16x minus 4, and or 15x minus 16x less than minus 4, or 15 minus 16 is minus x less than minus 4, or x is greater than 4. Now again we are doing the same thing, right? So the solution is the value of x is greater than 4. So any value greater than 4 is going to satisfy this inequality. So this is the first method of representing the solution, or we can write this answer as x is greater than 4, that we have already written. We will write that x belongs to closed interval 4 to infinity, or we can represent this solution on the number line, which is somewhere, this is 0, so somewhere here there will be 4, and we will draw an open circle on number line at x equal to 4, and we will make this part bold, right? This part is bold part, right? So this is the solution on the number line. This is the solution of the number line, right? So this is how you can solve inequalities and represent the solution. Now you can go and try exercise 6.1 from NCERT textbook. I'll meet you in the next lecture. Till then, all the very best.